What is compound interest, and why should you care? All this talk about investing, saving, credit, and debt has led to a lot of questions about interest and how it works in the financial world. The truth is that interest is rarely simple. Compound interest is even more complex, and at the most basic level, compound interest can greatly benefit investors and can do real damage to debtors. How? Allow me to explain. But before we get into all that, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a show. Now, compound interest. What is compound interest? To understand compound interest, it can often be helpful to begin with an explanation of simple interest. When we talk about simple interest on an asset or a debt, we apply a single interest rate, let's say 5%, and we apply that interest rate to the amount of the asset or debt. So, for example, if you deposited $100,000 into a savings account that offered 5% simple interest annually, you would earn $50,000 in total interest over 10 years. The most common type of savings account that does this is a CD or certificate of deposit account at a bank. Likewise, if you borrowed $100,000 from someone and promised to pay them back with 5% simple interest, you would owe $105,000 when you pay them back. Banks don't typically offer simple interest on loans for this reason. They're looking for a much bigger payout. Simple interest would benefit a borrower, but not do much for an investor. In contrast, compound interest calculates the money owed or paid out on investment using the principal amount plus the interest rate compounded at regular intervals. Interest can be compounded at any frequency schedule, from daily to annually. Most savings accounts, including money market accounts, compound daily. Most loans compound monthly. Also note that while interest may be compounded daily, it is often only credited back to the principal amount monthly, and you only earn additional interest to be compounded on that amount once the funds are credited to the account. The formula for calculating compound interest is the total amount of principal and interest in future, or future value, less principal amount at present, or present value, where P equals principal and I equals nominal annual interest rate in percentage terms, and N equals number of compounding periods. So, if you were to deposit $100,000 into an account that offered 5% compound interest over a period of 10 years, you would end up with $62,889.46, an additional almost $13,000. Likewise with loans, if you owed a bank $100,000 at 5% compound interest, you would end up owing that $62,889.46 on top of your original principal balance. See? Really good for lenders and investors, not so great for borrowers. Compound interest can grow your wealth exponentially. Most money markets, index funds, mutual funds, and other investments pay out in compound interest as often as they pay out distributions. Your wealth grows in an ever-increasing upward arc. Compound interest can also grow your debt exponentially. This is why so many people with credit card debt end up in bankruptcy. It's why payday loans are such an endless pit of misery for people who take them out. It's not just the interest rate, it's compound interest. As a borrower, it can feel impossible to pay back compound interest on a large balance at a high interest rate. So grow your wealth and get debt-free. The lesson here is to grow your wealth by capitalizing on compound interest. Maximize your Roth IRA, put your money into index funds, and watch your wealth grow over time. To save yourself a lot of emotional stress and worry, think of setting up an automatic savings plan ASAP that will transfer money from your checking to your fund at set intervals. Every paycheck is a great place to start. If you contributed just $400 a month, that's just $100 a week to your IRA, starting with absolutely nothing today. At an annual compounded interest rate of 5%, you would have $318,906.47 in 30 years. If you put that money every month in your mattress, you would only have $144,000. You can do your own calculations using this tool here. Start saving with compound interest today. You can call up any local brokerage or your bank and get started contributing to a savings account with compound interest. A simple internet search will tell you which account offers the lowest minimum investment and the highest interest rates. I love NerdWallet for this kind of advice. Start with an IRA or your employer match 401k if you don't already have one. If you're maxed out, you can open an index fund or mutual fund with your local broker too. Note that when you look for brokerage firms, do your research to ensure you don't end up paying useless fees or high commissions just to end up losing money. NerdWallet is a great place to start with this one too. In the meantime, do not pay interest-only payments on your debt. It will take you years to pay off even a small amount of debt at a high interest rate with compound interest. If you have credit cards, pay as much as you can every month and get out from under compound interest loans. Call your credit card companies and ask them to lower your interest rate. Do whatever you can to get out from under compound interest rate debt. The one exception is when you have good debt. There are loans like business loans or mortgage loans that are actually considered good debt because you can get incredible tax write-offs on your interest rates and on any other investments you make into those assets, like home improvement projects or business expenses. When you get money back for having the loans, you not only end up even, but you can also often end up ahead. But empty loans like credit cards, personal loans, or even car loans, if you don't have a business write-off to balance it out, can feel impossible to get out from under. Compound interest can make or break you. As Albert Einstein said of compound interest, he who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Make sure you earn it. Happy investing! But wait, before you go, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on all notifications so you'll never miss a show.